The salmon fishing industry in Japan is a traditional industry, but modern technology is also being applied to optimize production and protect marine resources. Japan is one of the world's largest salmon consumers, with strong demand from both domestic and international markets. Salmon in Japan mainly comes from two main sources, imported and domestically farmed. Especially in northern areas such as Hokkaido, which has an ideal environment for salmon to grow. Salmon fishing and farming process. Japan's salmon fishing industry has evolved from wild fishing to modern farming. Salmon farms in Japan use advanced farming techniques such as water environment and nutrition control systems to ensure stable quality and production. These techniques not only help minimize the risk of pollution but also ensure that salmon meets the highest quality standards for consumers. Modern and sustainable technology. In recent years, Japan has implemented many advanced technologies in the salmon farming industry such as automatically controlled sea cage systems and water recycling methods. These technologies help reduce pressure on water resources and reduce environmental impacts, while helping salmon grow more naturally and healthily. This is in line with the sustainable development trend that the Japanese fisheries industry is aiming for. Economic and social role. The salmon industry plays an important role in the Japanese economy, creating many jobs in rural areas, especially in the northern provinces. This industry not only meets domestic demand but also creates high-quality export products, contributing to the country's economic development. Despite many achievements, the salmon fishing industry in Japan still faces many challenges, such as climate change affecting the salmon's habitat, the risk of disease in farms, and pressure from protecting marine resources. These challenges require Japan to continue to innovate technology and develop effective conservation policies. The salmon fishing and aquaculture industry in Japan is a testament to the blend of tradition and modernity, contributing significantly to the national economy and ensuring a stable supply of salmon for both domestic and export markets. Salmon is a popular seafood in Japanese cuisine. From sushi, sashimi to grilled dishes, the demand for salmon is increasing, especially after Japanese culinary style became famous worldwide. Japan imports salmon from Nordic countries such as Norway and Iceland. However, domestic salmon production is also increasing to reduce dependence on foreign supplies and meet domestic market demand. In addition, Japanese salmon is also famous for its unique quality and flavor, thanks to strict farming standards and sophisticated processing techniques. This has helped Japanese salmon gain a competitive position in the international market, especially in Asian and European countries. Salmon exports not only generate additional revenue for the country but also contribute to promoting Japanese cuisine to international friends. Research and technological innovation in the salmon industry. Japan has invested heavily in research and development in the salmon industry to improve product quality and meet strict food safety requirements. Some advanced technologies applied include closed-loop farming system, minimizes environmental pollution, maintains stable water quality, and helps closely control temperature, salinity, and pH for healthy salmon growth. Using artificial intelligence and IoT, sensors and automated monitoring systems monitor salmon health, detect early signs of disease, and optimize nutrition for efficient growth. Improved processing techniques. After harvesting, salmon are processed and packaged according to strict procedures to maintain freshness and nutritional value. This process also meets international food hygiene standards, helping Japanese salmon meet the requirements of demanding markets. Policies to protect and maintain salmon resources. Faced with concerns about the depletion of natural salmon resources, the Japanese government has issued many policies to protect marine resources, including regulations on restricting exploitation and conserving salmon resources. At the same time, programs to restore and release salmon fry into natural rivers have also been implemented to maintain natural salmon populations. Japan is also promoting international cooperation programs in the field of seafood conservation, especially with countries that share salmon resources in the Northern Sea. With achievements and efforts in conservation and sustainable development, The Japanese salmon industry has the prospect of continuing to grow strongly in the future. Consumer trends increasingly prioritize clean, safe products with clear origins, making Japanese salmon with high quality and a closed production process an attractive choice. In addition, investment in biotechnology and sustainable farming can help the Japanese salmon industry maintain its position in the international market and meet rising demand for many years to come. The salmon fishing and farming industry in Japan is a testament to the ability to harmoniously combine modern techniques and long-standing traditions in protecting natural resources while meeting ever-changing consumer needs. Salmon fishing includes two main methods: natural fishing from rivers and seas, and artificial farming in farms. Below are detailed steps and methods in the salmon fishing process. Wild salmon fishing mainly takes place in rivers and seas where salmon live and spawn. This process is often strictly controlled by the government to protect salmon resources and ensure that it does not harm the ecological environment. Determining the time of salmon migration, salmon often migrate from the sea to rivers to spawn. This migration season is a good time to fish because salmon are often concentrated in shallow waters. In Japan, the wild salmon fishing season is usually in the fall. Using specialized fishing nets, fishermen often use nets designed to not harm the salmon, while also helping to protect other species. The size of the nets is also regulated to avoid catching salmon that are too small. In order to protect the fish population, hand fishing and drag and pull fishing, some traditional fishermen still use the method of hooking and pulling salmon by hand. Especially in small rivers, this method is environmentally friendly, but the productivity is not high. Salmon farming is a more popular and sustainable method than wild fishing, as it allows for better control over the quantity and quality of salmon. Salmon farms are mainly located in cold water areas, such as Hokkaido in Japan, where the natural environment is suitable. Preparing the farming environment, salmon need clean water and low temperatures. Farms often build cages at sea or in artificial ponds and lakes with systems to control water quality, temperature and pH. Salmon seeding. Salmon are usually hatched from eggs and raised under strictly controlled conditions. When the salmon reach a sufficient size, they will be transferred to large cages at sea or saltwater lakes to develop naturally. Nutrition and health management. Salmon in farms are fed nutritious food to grow quickly and reach standard size. Modern farms also use systems to monitor salmon health, control diseases and optimize nutrition to ensure quality. Harvesting and processing. When the salmon reach the desired size, they will be harvested. Harvesting usually takes place in the fall, when the salmon has the highest fat content, making the fish meat more delicious. After harvesting, salmon are cleaned and processed according to food hygiene and safety standards, then packaged for export or domestic consumption. In order to improve the productivity and quality of salmon, many advanced technologies have been applied to the salmon farming and exploitation industry. Smart cage systems. Some farms apply IoT and AI technology to monitor the water environment, health and weight of salmon in cages. These systems can provide early warning of risks such as lack of oxygen or water pollution. Water recycling and circulation technology. In inland farms, water circulation systems are used to clean and reuse water, helping to protect the environment and save costs. Disease control. Disease is a major challenge in salmon farming. Many farms use biotechnology to create disease-resistant salmon lines and improve fish health without the use of antibiotics, thereby making the product cleaner and safer. Wild salmon fishing can have negative impacts on the ecosystem if not properly managed. Therefore, many regulations and conservation initiatives have been put in place. Capacity restrictions. The Japanese government and regulatory agencies have strict regulations on the number of salmon allowed to be caught during the migration season to avoid the risk of depleting fish stocks. Salmon population restoration. Some organizations and farms carry out natural restoration programs, releasing salmon fry into rivers and seas to maintain wild salmon populations. Salmon fishing and aquaculture in Japan have become an important industry. not only meeting domestic demand but also being a major export source. The development of this industry is closely linked to modern technologies and sustainable measures, aiming to protect resources and ensure high quality of salmon products. This is a testament to the harmonious combination of tradition and technology in the field of Japanese fisheries. Economic and social impact of salmon fishing in Japan. Salmon fishing and aquaculture play a very important role in the Japanese economy, especially in rural areas, where salmon farms provide jobs and contribute to local economic development. Hokkaido is one of the largest salmon-producing regions in Japan, supplying a large amount of salmon for domestic and export markets. The development of this industry has not only improved the lives of fishermen and farmers, but also promoted supporting industries such as food processing, transportation and trade. Role in exporting and promoting Japanese culture. Japanese salmon has become a valuable product in the international market thanks to its high quality and strict production standards. Salmon is not only consumed directly but also used as an ingredient in traditional dishes such as sushi and sashimi, contributing to promoting Japanese cuisine to the world. Many Japanese restaurants around the world choose salmon from Japan because of its quality and unique flavor, adding brand value to the Japanese seafood industry. Japanese salmon products also have high economic value thanks to the focus on quality, with strictly managed farming and exploitation processes. This helps Japanese salmon compete with products from other countries, contributing to enriching Japan's export market and bringing in large revenues. Environmental challenges and climate change. The Japanese salmon fishing industry faces many challenges due to climate change and environmental issues. Changes in seawater temperature and environmental pollution can affect water quality, which in turn directly affects the health and reproductive ability of salmon. In addition, the depletion of natural salmon resources due to overexploitation also puts pressure on the industry to protect resources and ensure sustainable exploitation. To cope with these challenges, salmon farms in Japan have adopted sustainable solutions, including water recirculation technology and strict environmental control. The Japanese government has also issued many regulations to reduce the environmental impact of the aquaculture industry, and supported research projects to develop more heat-resistant salmon varieties to ensure future supply. Japan is constantly looking for innovative solutions to improve the efficiency and sustainability of the salmon fishing industry. Salmon farms have collaborated with international organizations and researchers to share advanced knowledge and technology. For example, Japan has cooperated with Norway, a country famous for its salmon farming industry, to apply advanced farming techniques to farms in Japan. International cooperation has not only helped Japan improve farming techniques but also promoted high-quality standards and food safety procedures, helping Japanese salmon meet the standards of demanding international markets. This has helped the Japanese salmon industry expand its export markets and strengthen its competitive position in the world market. The Japanese salmon fishing and aquaculture industry is a testament to the adaptability and innovation of the country's seafood industry. In the context of climate change and increasing environmental challenges, Japan is still making efforts to protect resources and develop sustainable technologies to maintain a supply of high-quality salmon. The future prospects of the industry depend on the ability to balance consumption demand and environmental protection. With support from the government, investment in advanced technology and international cooperation, the Japanese salmon industry has many opportunities to develop further, not only to meet domestic demand but also to maintain its position as one of the suppliers of high-quality salmon to the global market. Japan is increasingly focusing on applying high technology to salmon farming, aiming to minimize environmental impact and optimize productivity. Innovative solutions include recirculating aquaculture systems, RAS, and open cage offshore farming with IoT sensors and artificial intelligence, AI. Recirculating aquaculture systems, RAS. This is a technology that allows water to be purified and circulated in a closed environment, helping to better control water quality, minimize pollution and the risk of disease spread. RAS helps Japan proactively control the living environment of salmon, especially in the context of climate change causing instability in the natural environment. IoT and AI in salmon farming. Large salmon farms in Japan have integrated sensor systems and AI to monitor fish health, water environment and manage nutrition automatically. Thanks to this technology, farmers can monitor the growth status of salmon in real time, predict health problems early, and adjust the optimal diet for each stage of fish growth. Policies and regulations to protect wild salmon resources. The Japanese government is well aware of the importance of protecting wild salmon resources and has issued strict regulations on salmon fishing. Some measures include capture restrictions. The government regulates the number of salmon allowed to be caught in each season, in order to protect salmon populations and avoid the risk of depleting natural resources. Conservation of natural habitats. Policies to protect the river environment, while prohibiting or limiting the use of chemicals and pollutants, in order to maintain a healthy ecosystem for salmon to reproduce. Salmon re-releasing program. Several local organizations and agencies have implemented programs to re-release salmon fry into rivers and seas, helping to maintain the natural balance of salmon populations. The role of the salmon industry in sustainable development. The Japanese salmon industry is considered a model of sustainable development, harmoniously combining the needs of economic exploitation and environmental protection. Sustainable aquaculture and exploitation initiatives are being applied by Japanese seafood organizations and enterprises to meet the increasing demand from the international market. This not only ensures a stable supply of salmon but also creates a sustainable value chain from farming, processing to distribution. The sustainable development of the salmon industry not only helps Japan affirm its position in the international market but also sets an example for other countries in managing and conserving marine resources scientifically and responsibly. These efforts contribute to protecting the marine environment and building a sustainable future for the global seafood industry. Future and trends of the Japanese salmon industry. With a solid technological foundation and support from sustainable policies, the Japanese salmon industry is on the rise. Some of the future trends expected to shape the industry include increasing demand for clean, safe and environmentally friendly products. Modern consumers, especially in developed countries, are increasingly concerned about the origin and quality of products. Japanese salmon, with its high-quality standards and closed production processes, is increasingly becoming a preferred choice. Developing disease-resistant and heat-resistant salmon varieties to cope with climate change and environmental changes. Japanese researchers are working to develop new salmon varieties that are more heat-resistant and disease-resistant. This will help the Japanese salmon industry stabilize supply and ensure product quality even under adverse environmental conditions. Strong investment in biotechnology and processing to maintain its competitive position. Japan will continue to invest in biotechnology and post-harvest processing solutions to enhance the value of salmon products. Processed salmon products such as fillets, sushi, sashimi, or pre-packaged salmon will be developed to meet the increasingly diverse needs of international consumers. Overall, the salmon fishing and aquaculture industry in Japan is entering a new promising phase, where traditional and modern elements contribute to creating a solid foundation. The combination of technology, conservation, and product quality not only helps Japan meet market demand but also opens up new opportunities in the global market, orienting the future of sustainable development for the Japanese and world seafood industries. Salmon is not only an important economic commodity but also plays a profound cultural role in Japanese cuisine. Salmon is considered a symbol of luck and blessing, appearing in festivals and traditional meals, especially on holidays and family anniversaries. For the Japanese, salmon is not only a dish but also